Okay, is your hand up? I haven't got my glasses. Is your hand up? There we go. All right. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and lift our voices in song. As he turns the page to get back to where he should be. Yes, very good, Jim. You should know this one already anyway. Sunday morning, and here we are, coming together from near and far. We're unity, a home for you and for me. I've got family waiting for me. Every Sunday I'm glad to see we're unity, a home for you and for me. You know this part. My, we're so happy it's Sunday. This is our very own Unity Day. We're here where we belong with all of our family. We're unity, a home for you and for me. The sun is shining and I am too. I feel so happy. How about you? We're unity, all for you and for me. We're so grateful that love abounds with our brothers and sisters all around. We're unity, all for you and for me. My, we're so happy it's Sunday. This is our very own Unity Day. We're here where we belong with all of our family. We're unity, home for you and for me. We're unity, home for you and for me.
No mic. There's the mic. This meeting is. Okay. All right. Sorry. Welcome. As you can tell, this is probably my second time. Okay. Yes. Welcome to everybody to Unity. We are very happy that you are here. As Jim's song said, we feel like family, and if you're new, just join in. We just so welcome you and all those listeners who might be listening later on Zoom. So it's great that we have it. So first-timers, returning guests, longtime members, everybody, welcome. And, okay. Welcome home. We celebrate abundance, openness to new ideas, mutual support, connection that leads to transformation, and evolving peace. We grow together as we learn the joys of giving as well as receiving from each other. July's power is understanding, and its color is gold. That's loose. It's okay. Something that just helps us remember. But it is understanding. We have a speaker today who's going to show how that applies to all aspects of being a divine being. So please join me in saying together the 5 principles. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And how do we make the difference? By inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world. As the saying goes, be the change. Our little actions do have impact. And if you ever doubt that, just check the internet. There's all sorts of things on TikTok. But little actions do, and it's amazing. So we can, and we are providing fellowship and education for all seekers of life. And it's like in all walks of life. And that coexist is really taken seriously. Sometimes when I first came here, I was struck by there's a Buddha, and there's a picture of a representation of the way shower, Jesus, and there's many things here, and many people from all different backgrounds. We so welcome everyone. Now, Jim's going to take it away.
Yeah, I'm going to get into a lot of trouble. Because I want to tell you a story. It's a true story, too. And please don't be offended, because I mean no offense. When I first came here, I was struck by, there's the Buddha, and there were angels, and there were pictures and things we used to have here. And I saw the picture, and what I couldn't figure out was why there was a picture of Barry Gibb on the table up there. Again, no disrespect intended. I'm going to go back into my personal unity book, back to 2019. Yes, thank you. Yeah, not 1920, 2019. This is not the first tune that I wrote for Unity, but one of them. And I was going through my book this week trying to figure out what to do, and I thought, I haven't done this for a long time. And it's just, to me, this is what Unity is all about, and this is how I came to Unity. Did you ever feel alone in the middle of a crowd and wonder what you're doing? Ever feel a little bit turned around 'cause you can't see the good for the rack and ruin? If it feels like your life is out of control, you've lost touch with your heart and soul. Well, I searched high and I searched low, trying to figure out what to do. My brain keeps bouncing to and fro, and the options left were through. Then I saw Unity on the sign. Meant nothing to me, I didn't know the name. Hard to say what I might find, something new or more of the same. But I opened up the door and hallelujah, I found what I didn't know that I'd been looking for. 'Cause they didn't teach fear and they didn't teach shame, and they didn't believe in a wretched sin. They did not try to place the blame, they just shared their love in Spirit's name. I found love and peace and community, and you can too in Unity. They had room for me and there's room for you, and friends will help you through. So give me a U for the understanding there, N for the end of my despair, I for the I want to be, T is thanks for saving me, and Y's for you 'cause you will see that you are the you in Unity. Why did I like Unity? 'Cause they didn't preach fear and they didn't teach shame, and they didn't believe in wretched sin. They did not try to place the blame, they just shared their love in Spirit's name. So give me a U for the understanding there, N for the end of my despair, T for who I want to be, and T for thanks for saving me, and that leaves Y, and that's for you. 'Cause you are the you in Unity. Y'all are. Thank you.
So that was a testimony song there, Jim. That was good. Took some of your old background, put it in the new. Okay, so we are going to now look at our, I'm the slide lady. Okay, there we go. Whoops, one more. Prayer chest, that box right there next to the Buddha picture. And it is there for your prayer requests. And it's great that you can do that. We don't need details. We just like a name on a sheet of paper. They're in the pockets behind the chairs. They're also up here in front of the prayer box. And just the name, and God knows the intentions. And the prayer chaplains will pray over them. And also, after a month, they're sent to Silent Unity, where they will be prayed for there as well. So we encourage you to use that. And we also have a 1-800-NOW-PRAY. I did try the line out, because when you go on the Unity site, they have a different number, but it does work, because I tried it last night, and it worked. So 1-800-NOW-PRAY, and it is on your cell phones. I double-checked that, at least on Androids. So, and today's prayer chaplain is Kate, and we have a new prayer room. It's near the door, and I don't know, Kate, you want to just stand for a sec? And there she is in the middle. She will be there if anybody wants to pray. It will be right near the door on the left-hand side. Very warm and welcoming room, easy to access. And we also have online Wilda, and she, if you would like to pray with her, just signal in the chat. If you're on Zoom, just signal in the chat room that you would like to pray, and Wilda will be there for you after the service. Okay. Now, Unity was founded on affirmative prayer, and it is so wonderful that we have that power. It wasn't formed as a church. It was formed on prayer. So I invite you all now to sit comfortably and relax. We're going to pray. We're taking some deep, slower breaths. Let your thoughts of past or future go, and just let yourself be present. Slowly breathing into the now and open to divine presence that's within and all around. Today we remember Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton, Ontario, and Unity Worldwide Ministries. We also look at the fact that so much is happening in our world today, and that when we see it, we open our hearts and send out that energy, that love that the world needs. We hold those in prayer, those that are seeking shelter, those that are hungry, those that are looking for meaning in their lives, whether it's here on our streets, in our congregation now, whether it's in any of the countries of the world, and remembering that if we confront some of the things that are hard, that are causing suffering, we never forget that divine within, that love and compassion that reaches out to everyone and doesn't judge, but reaches out for ways to change and ways to be more living contentedly and harmoniously together in our families, our communities, and our nations. We take a time right now to whisper or say and silently in our hearts the names of those we wish to name in prayer right now that are near and dear to us. What a gift it is to be able to join in prayer together. We just say thank you, sweet Spirit, and amen. So I'd like to welcome today's platform assistant, Renee, and she is going to be reading today's daily word and introducing our speaker. Nope. There. Sorry.
Thank you, John. Thank you. I love you too. Good morning, everyone. Today's daily word is courage. God within me is the source of my courage. Worrisome and challenging events may leave me thinking I don't have the courage to face them. What I'm going through may feel like too much to bear. Then I remind myself that as a divine being, I have all the courage I could ever need. How I view myself has a strong bearing on how I handle moments of stress. If I feel myself I am weak, if I tell myself I am weak or unable to cope, that will probably be my experience. But if I affirm that God within is my power to rise above any worldly situation, I will feel courageous, empowered, and strong. Stressful moments may leave me feeling alone and afraid. When the presence and power of God within me, I realize I'm never alone and need not fear. This is the source of my courage. From Joshua 1:9, I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Today, our speaker this morning is someone many of us know and love, Nick Grimshaw. Nick is the creator of Beautiful Summer Mornings and the author of the Sunday Love newsletter, which inspires hundreds each week with reflections on spiritual growth, mindfulness, and joyful living. He's no stranger to our community here at Unity London, and we're always grateful when he returns to share his heart and wisdom. Please join me in welcoming Nick Grimshaw.
Thank you, Renee. That's great. Good morning, everybody. Wow. This is awesome. I want to thank my sister for giving me my prop today, so thank you, sister. And I especially want to shout out to Scott, who in the hall there this morning really laid it on me about how perfect my talk was going to have to be and put the pressure on me. So anyway, divine beings, and you are all beautiful divine beings. And it's an honor for me to be up here to be able to talk to you today about a very important subject. It's about returning. And I just need to find my pickle. Who has anybody have the? Oh, okay.
I'm always willing to share.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So before we start today, and we're talking about the practice of returning, and the word that you read today was sort of write down what I'm going to be talking about. So another little miracle. But what I wanted to do was share an affirmation, a positive affirmation, and I'd like you all to participate in the affirmation. And I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to read the first part, and then I get you to repeat it after me. And so here we go. I am joyously divine and wonderfully human. Everybody repeat that. Wow, you're awesome. Okay, I am, let me see. We live our lives, just a minute, sorry, I'm losing my place here. I am celebrating the ebb and the flow of the life I am expressing. So repeat that.
I am celebrating the ebb and flow of the life I am expressing.
Perfect. And we live our lives between these two truths, between the infinite and the intimate, between the vastness of our spirit and our laundry list on our kitchen table. And I want to share with you today, and to help deepen our understanding of what that experience is between being both a human being and a divine being. So The practice is returning, but it's not something we just do once. Returning is something we do again and again and again. Losing the thread of our divine nature is not a failure. It's not a detour. It's actually the practice. Because the spiritual path isn't about being up here all the time in perfect harmony with the universe. How many people have managed to do that on a permanent basis? Not many of us. Because the practice is about returning to our breath, to the moment, and to our deeper understanding of ourselves. And when we do that, if we think of the process as an ocean, and up here, all the turbulence, the waves, the tides, all of that up here, that's our human experience. And we get caught up in that. We get tossed around, and we struggle with that. But then we have an idea, oh, I've left my divine spirit behind. I've forgotten about it. And you remember, and you come back to yourself, and that's the deepest part of the ocean where it's still and calm, and you're in that inner peace, that beautiful space. And the process of having that experience and then coming down into the depth is what polishes us, what smooths us, what brings our spirituality up to the front. And that is what it's all about. So I want to tell you a story, and it's about a priest, and I read this story recently, and it really stuck with me. And this young lady approached him and said, I'm living a really troubled life. I'm struggling. I feel lost. I don't know what direction to go in, and I'm really yearning for inner peace. And the priest said, well, it's interesting because that's my life when I was a young man. I was struggling. I was angry. I was frustrated. And so I decided I would go to take a meditation retreat. And he went on this retreat, and when he got there, the instructor handed him a pair of socks. And she said, put these socks on, and I want you to walk until you feel every fiber in these socks. And so he walked, and he struggled. His mind wandered. He got frustrated. He got bored. He got angry. He questioned everything, including himself, and nothing was happening. But he continued to walk. He wanted that inner peace. So he walked day in and day out for hours and hours and hours, and nothing was happening. And then one day, between one step and the next, something happened. He had an epiphany about the vastness and the strangeness of the universe and his place in it. The insignificance of one boy on a strange planet in the vastness of galaxies. For a moment, his mind had reached out to the furthest limits of the universe. And he felt the weight of his life, his ego, his struggles as less than the weight of a feather. And I want you to think about that insight that this priest had as a young man. It's something that Michael Singer talks about a lot. He talks about the universal viewpoint. And he quite often talks about us being on this tiny little mud ball, spinning around this tiny little sun in an insignificant galaxy in a universe of billions of galaxies. And when you look from that viewpoint, that fight you had with your spouse this morning doesn't look quite as significant, right? And I give you, we tend to get ourselves really caught up in being human beings. And this morning, I was getting ready to come here, and I'm standing in front of the mirror in my bedroom. Fortunately, the mirror is just waist up, so it's good. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to walk here. It's hot. I'm going to sweat. What? I don't have underarm deodorant. Well, I better get something. I'll put something on. So then I'm frantic, getting something for my underarm. And then I'm put it on and going, I think it's a scent-free environment. And that's just a little example of how we get so wrapped up in being human. And so the priest finishes talking to the young lady, and then he said, well, you know, after my epiphany, I focused on my socks. And that's the journey. Mark Nepo put it like this: when we let the things of the world exchange within the quiet bareness of our soul, we become wholehearted as we were at birth, and we merge again into everything. And that's the act of returning. When we remember that we've forgotten, we return. And that's sort of the entire spiritual journey all in one word. We have this experience, we learn from this experience, and then we bring that experience back into the deep stillness of our soul. And we are a little more refreshed by it, a little more polished by it. We leave behind a little bit that wasn't who we are, to be more aware of who we really are. And sometimes the things that call us back are like socks. But sometimes it's cosmic. Like this morning with the daily word, it's sort of, I'm going, wow, the universe has brought those words right here today. How many have experienced that? They've got the word or a message or something arrives right at the moment you really needed it. How many have experienced that? Most of you. Do you know how incredibly magical that is? That the universe somehow managed to get that message to you right when you needed it? It's awesome. And we have that experience as a human, and then we get that message that calls us back. So we reach again for the infinite, and then we get our socks. And the magic is, the socks are not separate from the sacred. They're actually part of it. And the act of returning, whether to our breath or our practice or our intention, even in the moment we're in, that's the practice. We don't grow by staying up here in a perfect state. We grow by remembering to return, and return again, and return again. Missing the thread, drifting, that's the invitation. The moment you realize you've drifted, that's the holy bell ringing for you. It's the divine tapping you on the shoulder and saying, come back, beloved. You're not lost. You're on your way. So I want to take a moment to practice returning with you. It's a simple practice, and I would like everybody to take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's do it again. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, simply say to yourself, I'm on my way back. And one more time, deep breath in. And exhale. I'm back. Welcome to the return. Thank you. So, I want to talk about things that help us in that process of remembering. And the first one is the breath. Obviously, I've been talking about the breath a lot. And if we really look at our lives as human beings, it's one big meditation. Because when you think about it, if you're doing one of those breathing meditations where you're focusing on your breath, what happens? You sit down and you focus on your breath, and it's all going well for a couple of seconds, and all of a sudden, your mind's gone. And you think, oh my God, that's horrible. I've been doing this for years, and it's still wandering away. And we start judging ourselves and all those other things. But it's not that you wander. That's not the problem. It's that you remember to return. So you remember to come back to that breath, and now you're focused on your breath again. There's no shame. There's no anything that you can do wrong. It's part of the process. It's part of the practice. So breathing. And feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing, that's my anchor. Thich Nhat Hanh. Morning practice. How you begin your day sets up your day. How many people have a morning practice of some sort? Excellent. Because that sets our mind for returning. We have that experience in the morning. We do whatever practice it is. It reminds us we're divine human beings. We're divine. Oops. Journaling and reflecting. You've had an awful experience as a human being. You've been battling some horrible disease, or you've lost a loved one, or you're getting a divorce, or something like that is happening in your life, and it's horrible, and it's crippling you, and you're suffering, and you've totally lost yourself in that moment. We do that as human beings. And then we sit down, and we're going to put some thought in. We're going to journal about it. And we start writing down our experience. And as we start to write down, we're learning from that. What did I learn from that experience? And as we do that, it's the voice calling us back to our divine being. We are a divine being. All of a sudden, you have that universal view. Things don't seem as tough as they were a moment ago. Gratitude. You have a dark day. You stop and think about all the things you have to be grateful for right now in this moment. Everybody can find something in their day that they are grateful for. And gratitude is one of those high emotional, vibrational emotions. It's very high on the tone level. And when you're there, what happens? You're automatically called back to your divinity. Walking and movement. This is my favorite thing, walking and movement. I love walking. I walked here this morning. I have an apartment up in Panama in a small town, in a mountain village. Outside of my beautiful apartment is the picture of Volcan Baru, which is the highest mountain in Panama. And there's a whole range of mountains there as well. It's quiet, it's peaceful. About 2 blocks away from my apartment, I'm in the countryside. And I'm in bliss. You have the mountains, the sunshine. The cloud formations are stunning. Every day they're spectacular. And so I'm out walking the countryside, and there's birds, and there's flowers, and there's small farms, and I'm losing myself in bliss. I am blissful. But what happens? The particular day I'm thinking about, I've got a plan at the end of my walk. So I'm going to do this big, long circuit, and I'm going to end up at the grocery store here and pick up some groceries I need for supper. So I'm out there, I'm totally blissed out, and what do? I drift. And the next thing I know, I'm in the grocery store, going up and down the aisles, picking out the items I need, and I suddenly stop and realize I've left my poor body 2 kilometers away. And I return to my body. I return to the bliss. And in that moment, I realized something that I'd read, but never fully stood. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, you can't be present in this moment if your mind and body are not together at the same time. I read it and thought, oh yeah, it's interesting. But then I experienced it and went, that's what he's talking about. And that's what returning is. So it's simple. And I want you to feel a certain comfort about no matter what you're experiencing as a human being, you can always come back to the divine, eternal being that you are, the true, authentic self. And we began this talk this morning with an affirmation that we are both spiritual beings and human beings, that we live this dichotomy between the infinite and the intimate. And we live this life, this naked presence in this vast, unknowable universe. And yet, then we have the realization, oh my God, I am that vast universe. So every time you come back to yourself, to your breath, to your awareness, that's the path. And I just want to leave you with these words. After the ecstasy, the laundry. Because that's the rhythm. We touch the stars, and then we fold the towels. And both are holy. Let's take that into meditation. I get everybody to close their eyes, relax your bodies, put your feet firmly on the floor so you are anchored in the physical universe. And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax and center yourself in that deep stillness. Center yourself in that divine spirit that you really are. Feel the calmness, the quiet, the stillness of your soul. It is the place you come from a human experience to relax, to refresh, to learn. And just focus on your breath. Feel the air coming in through your nostrils and then exhaling. And if your mind wanders, remember that's part of the journey. You're doing nothing wrong. And then you return to the center. Sit with this for a few moments. And if you're drifted, that's okay. Acknowledge the thought and return to your breath. And when you're ready, I want you to feel those feet on the floor. Feel the chair you're sitting in. Feel your back against the back of the chair. And come back into the room. And welcome back. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. I know Kate always takes notes. How fast can you write? That was amazing, Nick. Thank you for sharing that. And it just was so alive in every part. It's wonderful. And giving us that opportunity to connect with who we truly are. Thank you. Now we have Jim. Surely welcome.
Sorry I had to leave there, but I realized I cut my arm and I was bleeding all over my guitars. And we need to get Band-Aids in the first aid kit. Just there, I had to, anyway, doesn't matter. I'd like to do a song that kind of follows up on what Nick was talking about, because it does, it calls us to remember who we are, and it calls us to draw on our own power, our own spirituality, and also on the gifts that Spirit gives us. So it's a song about realizing that maybe I didn't do as well today as I wanted to. Maybe I wasn't as forthcoming as I might have been. Maybe I wasn't as kind. Maybe I wasn't as understanding. But that doesn't mean that the day is a write-off. It just gives me something to build on for tomorrow. I want to do better today than the day before. I want to do better every way and more. Spirit, take my hand and steer me to the promised land. I want to do better today than I did before. Yeah. Well, there's a darkness in the sunshine, sure as in the night. The darkness of the soul, and we cannot find the light. But we have strength within us to imagine better days. Listen to your still small voice, it will show the way. 'Cause I want to do better today than I did before. I want to do better every way and more. Spirit, take my hand and lead me to the promised land. I want to do better today than the day before. When we feel lost, there's something wrong within us or outside. Something that we cannot see or something we deny. But the future's what we make it in 1,000 different ways. And Spirit gives us strength within to imagine better days. I want to do better today than I did before. I want to do better every way praying more and more. Spirit, take my hand and steer me to the promised land. I want to do better today than I did before. I'm gonna do better today than I did before. Yeah, I'm gonna do better today than I did before.
Thank you, Jim.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, being better, knowing we're all on the way. All right. So, it is our sharing of our time, talents, treasures at Unity that keeps us thriving as a community of spiritually uplifted individuals united in love and fellowship. You can share using any of the following methods. You can make an e-transfer, Visa check, or a cash donation in the envelope in the pouch in front of you. And recognizing it's not just monetary, but all the Unity wouldn't be Unity with all the volunteers, with all the work every one of you put in. Oh, there's the Hotmail, the Unity of London at Hotmail for the e-transfer. Some still use Tithely as well. I thank Renee and Kate for coming up to the front here. And together, let's affirm the prosperity and abundance. And
The
here
other
we go.
weapons on me right now, Steve Waldron, you're dead.
What? I don't know what that was. Okay. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Okay, here comes the long and raggedy part, announcements. Let's go. It's very important. This is what makes us a community. So, Pride. London's sort of unique. The rest of the world, a majority celebrates in June. In London, we celebrate a little bit in June and a lot in July. And Unity has this opportunity to be present at Pride, and volunteers are needed. And see Carol. Carol has got a sign-up sheet, I believe, at the back. And Carol, you stand for just a sec. She is our new volunteer coordinator. There she is. Very important to have that presence. So our next is our book study. Now, I've been part of this. I just love it. And our next book study is starting
Finally,
on August the 5th. And it will be on Tuesdays from 9 to 10:45. And their Zoom channel is the same as what you use for the Sunday service. And the book is The Wisdom of a Meaningful Life, The Essence of Mindfulness by John Bruna. And I believe Lorraine is usually facilitating some of that. So we all participate, but Lorraine is, or unityoflondon@hotmail.com. But Lorraine is there in the back in the sound booth for those that want to talk further about that. You're welcome. I'm clicking. Wednesday music nights. Oh my goodness. They are so uplifting and they give you energy. This is Wednesday, you know. It's not the hard day of the week when you come and you get your energy restored at the music on Wednesdays. Jim this week has Barry James Payne, Greg Fraser, Lynn, and Murray. Yes, Jim.
We've had a program change. Lynn and Murray can't make it, so our good friend Les Holmes is going to fill in for them. And those of you maybe don't know, Les is Larry Bro's cousin.
Right. So Les Holmes, Larry Bro's cousin, and a regular and a part of a Jim Les duo, which the name changes all the time, He will be here filling in for Lynn and Murray, who can't make it. Okay. It's Celebration Sunday, so at the end of the service, get ready to come up. Besides giving your thanks for Nick, things you would like to celebrate this month. Now, if you can join us in the prayer. Oh, you know what yes. I forgot the blessing for the offering, but we did it. Okay, sorry. Can you tell it's my second? The prayer for protection. Please join me in saying, the light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. And the presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And now we're going to gather in a circle for our peace song. And you just join hands around the outside for those that are visiting or new. So,